The email hit Eli Carter's inbox at 3:12 a.m. No sender, no subject, just one line: follow the bodies. Attached a list of 15 deceased patients with routine causes of death: heart failure, complications from surgery, stroke. Except one name jumped out. Hardy Tristan. Eli's breath caught. Tristan had been a source when Eli was exposing DC police corruption. A streetwise informant, tough, always paranoid. Eli still remembered him saying, "If I die in a hospital bed, it wasn't natural." Now he was dead. Eli didn't call anyone. Not yet. He started digging. Tristan had died 2 weeks ago at St. Matthew's Medical Center. The same hospital came up in 3 other cases on the list. The next morning, Eli showed up unannounced at the DC morgue. It took 3 hours of waiting, calling in favors, and some light begging before Detective Sarah Monroe met him outside. "You better not be wasting my time," she said, clearly irritated. Eli handed her the list. She scanned it, her frown deepening. "Tristan," she said, tapping the name. "We closed that case. Heart failure." "Autopsy?" Sarah hesitated. "I remember something weird. Hold on." Inside, she pulled the file. Eli watched her face tighten as she flipped through. "No record of organ donation," she said. "But his kidneys were gone. Official cause was heart failure, but the incision, it was surgical, not post-mortem." Eli raised an eyebrow. "You're saying someone took his kidneys, without authorization?" Sarah looked at him carefully. "And if that's true, this list is more than a coincidence. But I need more than gut feelings. I can't run with this." "Then I will," Eli said. But nothing came easy. Eli chased down medical records only to find half were sealed. 2 nurses he contacted ghosted him after initial conversations. One, a nurse at St. Matthew's, texted, "Don't call me again, you don't know who you're messing with." Still, Eli kept pushing. After 3 dead ends, he finally found a source willing to talk, barely. A med student who'd interned at St. Matthew's. He met Eli in a parked car on a rainy night, jittery and chain-smoking. "I saw a cooler get wheeled into OR3. No paperwork, no patient scheduled. This wasn't a transplant day. I asked about it, got told it was a VIP case, none of my business." "And the surgeon?" "Holbrook. Always Holbrook. Dr. Gregory Holbrook, top transplant surgeon, celebrated, beloved, untouchable." Eli had covered men like him before. The press fawned over his miracle surgeries. No one questioned the speed, they should have. Eli tried to contact Holbrook. Nothing, emails ignored, calls deflected. So he waited for him outside St. Matthew's, caught him heading to a waiting town car. "Dr. Holbrook, got a minute?" The surgeon turned, smile smooth as silk. "Busy day." Eli stepped in front of the door. "You fast-tracked a transplant for Senator Holloway last year. Record time. Where'd that kidney come from?" A flicker in Holbrook's eyes. Then the smile returned. "I'd be careful, Mr. Carter. Some questions are dangerous." "So is the truth," Eli shot back. Holbrook's smile thinned. "This isn't a story, it's suicide." The door shut. The car drove off. And Eli knew he was onto something real. That night, Eli's apartment got ransacked. Files gone, laptop fried. But it was the cooler on his kitchen table that told him everything he needed to know. Inside, a human kidney packed in ice, note taped to the lid, "Stop digging." He didn't sleep. Next morning, Sarah called. "We need to talk." They met in a coffee shop far from downtown. She looked pale. "You were right," she said. "Tristan wasn't the only one. We ran a secondary scan on another body from your list. Same incision pattern. Organs missing. No donor forms. What are we looking at? Someone harvesting bodies before they're technically dead. Hospitals have checks, paperwork, oversight. Not if it's happening off-book." Sarah had traced anomalies to a satellite clinic affiliated with St. Matthew's, run by a shell company. Multiple off-record surgeries, no paper trail. Staff rotated weekly. Anonymous donations flooded their accounts, but they needed someone on the inside. That's when Eli remembered a name, Dr. Eric Patel. Holbrook's former surgical assistant. Quietly resigned last year. No farewell, no forwarding address. It took Eli and Sarah 2 weeks to find him, hiding out in a crumbling motel off Route 50. The man who answered the door looked hollowed out. He kept a pistol tucked in his waistband. "You were Holbrook's guy," Eli said. "You saw everything." Patel hesitated. "Why now?" "Because people are dying, and no one's stopping it." Patel let them in. "I didn't know at first," he said. "Then I saw it. People who weren't on transplant lists getting organs. Paperwork forged after the fact. Bodies disappearing before time of death was officially called." "How does it work?" Sarah asked. It's a network. Holbrook handles the surgeries, a contact in admin clears the files, coroners mark cause of death as natural. The real surgeries happen in off-site clinics. They pay nurses to say patients were already dead. Eli asked, and where do the organs go? Private buyers, usually overseas, sometimes rich locals. There's a vetting system. You pay, you skip the line. And Tristan? Patel nodded. He figured it out. Tried to warn someone. Holbrook had him flagged at intake. The scale of it all hit Eli like a freight train. Why now? Why talk to us? Because they came to my sister's ICU last week. She was comatose. Someone labeled her a donor. She woke up the next day. If I hadn't been there. Eli and Sarah took what they had to 3 major outlets. 2 ghosted them after initial interest. The third, under mounting pressure, sat on the story. Meanwhile, someone tried to run Sarah off the road. Eli posted the first part of the story himself. It caught fire online. Within hours, whistleblowers from other hospitals reached out. Anonymous tips poured in. Holbrook was arrested boarding a plane. Patel went into protective custody. Holloway denied everything but was later linked to offshore accounts. But the fallout was messy. The Justice Department opened an inquiry, but leaks indicated half their staff were compromised. St. Matthew's board claimed ignorance. The satellite clinics closed, but no one knew who owned the shell companies. Sarah was suspended for leaking evidence. Eli was named in a defamation suit. One of the organ couriers turned up dead in a warehouse. Then came another email. No sender, no subject. Just, this is bigger than Holbrook. You barely scratched the surface. Eli leaned back in his chair, exhaustion gripping his bones. He had started with a list. Now he had a war. And the machine wasn't dead, not yet.